Hello and welcome to The Rowe Show. I'm your host, Chloe Rowe, and today we are going to be talking about how I got started on my self-improvement journey. The first thing about starting is having the thought to improve. And honestly, I started thinking about it months before I even actually got started. I just felt really hesitant to actually do anything. It's a very scary thing to want to improve yourself because you are going to lose a lot of people in the process, and I honestly did. When I first started improving on myself, I broke up with my girlfriend of almost 6 months, and I was also going through a really bad mental health episode. It was the end of the summer, college was coming back up again, and I was honestly just really stressed, and I decided some change needed to happen. Now, this part was honestly the hardest part, just getting started, because I had to learn who and what to cut out of my life in order to move forward, and it was really hard. I ended up grieving the loss of a lot of different people and things in my life, things and people that I had to cut out in order to better myself. These people honestly just weren't very supportive of me, and they weren't the most helpful to me in my self-improvement journey, and so I ended up distancing myself. Now, you don't need to cut people out of your life completely in order to start on your self-improvement journey, but creating distance from people who may not be as supportive of you and getting closer to those who are supportive of you is really important. Now, getting into the actual self-improvement part, I started creating new routines and plans everywhere I went. And honestly, I am lucky enough to have been going through a shift in my life. I was moving into my new apartment, and this honestly symbolizes a lot to me as I was quite literally moving into a new place in my life. And so living in a new space, living with new people, really helped accelerate my growth and my self-improvement journey. Moving into my new apartment, I decided to start creating new routines in a new place. I started doing a more disciplined morning and night routine. I started planning out my days a lot more. I started organizing my space better, and honestly, organizing my life a lot better as well. Organizing my life, I learned, really helps in improving yourself, as you can really plan out time for yourself, time for others, time for school, time for work. Now, I started to do really well at the beginning of the school year. I was in this new place, I was surrounded by new people, I had a lot of close friends that were helping me get through it all, and I was honestly feeling great. But then the school year started going into full throttle, and I was just getting busier and busier, and I was losing grip of my life and losing sight of that organization. So as I was getting busier, I was also losing more and more friends, and I take full responsibility for the friends that I have lost. And honestly, it kind of sucks because I was so focused on my own journey and my own improvement that I lost sight along the way. Now, I think if I could go back, I would be more transparent with my friends about what my intents were and what I was planning on doing. And what I was doing was trying to improve myself. Now, if I would have just told them that, I think they would have been much more understanding, and I think that they would have been much more supportive, but I didn't really give them a chance. So first and foremost, I really recommend communicating with those around you so that they can support you as best as they can. Now, as I was getting busier, once again, I was kind of losing sight of the organization I had in place before. The most important thing is noticing when you're losing sight of organization, noticing when you're veering off the path you want to be on, because then you can reroute yourself and re-put yourself on that path. And so it's important to remember that growth is not linear and there are going to be setbacks. And so what I did to get myself back on track was take a breather, give myself a day to recoup. I gave myself some love and care. I took a self-care day. I kind of did an at-home spa type thing. And honestly, just that reset in itself was really fulfilling for me and really helpful. I think the biggest thing when going through a new self-improvement journey is having routines and plans. And so honestly, shameless plug here, I love using Notion. Notion is an aesthetic planner on your laptop, on your phone, on any device that you can use to plan out your life. It connects directly through Google Calendar. You can plan out literally anything. There's a bunch of templates on there that you can use, and honestly, it has changed my self-improvement journey. Now, another important thing when you're planning on improving yourself is to lean on those around you and create a support circle of those around you. Now, this goes back to before, creating distance from people that are not supportive of you is really important in this step, because if they are going to judge you or if they are going to set you back, it is important you create distance. But people who do support you, people who truly love you, they are great people to lean on. To reiterate on the point I said before, growth is not linear. This has been such an amazing reminder to me, and I try to remind myself of this daily, because there are going to be good days and there are going to be bad days. You cannot control things you cannot control. The only thing you can control is yourself and how you react to the things that happen around you. It is really important in your self-improvement journey to push through the hard times, and it's so much easier said than done, but it is truly important. Thank you guys so much for listening to this video. I hope you learned something new, and stay tuned for more to come. Love you. Bye.